Tammy, welcome to my channel. So for this video I'm going to be showing you my December wrap-up. These are all the books I read in the month of December. This is my very first wrap-up video and I'm really excited to be filming it. So when the month of December rolled up, I had 9 more books to finish my Goodreads challenge, so I had to get to it and read more books. And I read quite some books in this month. I think I read a total of 10 books this month, so I was productive this month. So the first book I read in the month of December is Clockwork by Casandra, and this is the second book in the Illuminae trilogy. This is a sequel, so I really can't say a lot about the plots, so I don't spoil anyone who hasn't read the first book, Clockwork Angel. I enjoyed this read. I have to say though, I'm not going to go into too much, but because I'm going to have a video about this trilogy and what I liked about it and my opinion about this trilogy. I'm going to have a video. I don't know when, but I'm going to have one on my channel. And yeah, what I can say about this was that in this book, the main character, Tessa, really got on my nerves. The main character got on my nerves, and in the second book, I really didn't appreciate the love triangle. It's not because I don't think that she can have feelings for these two guys at the same time, or I think it's inappropriate. No, it is just the way the main character, Tessa, handles it that really infuriates me about this love triangle and infuriates me about her. I think she was dishonest and shady. And that's just how I feel. I'm gonna go into more details in my review, but yeah, she really annoyed me in this book. I had to keep putting it down and picking up again because she was just infuriating me. But yeah, I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. The second book I picked up is P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han, and this is the second book in the To Quote Old Boys I've Loved Before duology. I really enjoyed this book. I enjoyed it more than the first book. The first book I gave 3 out of 5 stars. But I enjoyed this one more. I enjoyed the way Jenny Han wrapped up all the main character and a relationship with every other characters in this book. I think our main character did a little bit of growth, not a lot, in my opinion, but she did grow a little bit. And from the first time we read from her in To All the Boys I've Loved Before, but I really enjoyed this book. I still enjoy Jenny Han's writing. It was such a great conclusion, I think. I would definitely not mind reading another book from this series, but if this is where she wants to end it, it's definitely okay for me. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. So the next book I read in the month of December is City of Lost Souls by Casandra, and this is the 5th book in the Mortal Instruments series. I really enjoyed this one. I loved the ending. This was a ride. This book was a ride. It was so much going on. This is also a sequel, so I really can't say a lot about the plot. I really enjoyed this book. It was fantastic. The characters got even more amazing. I loved every single character even more than I did before. All the love interests in this book was just got so much more amazing. I just love this series so much. I love it, I love it, I love it. If you haven't read the Mortal Instruments series yet, I would definitely recommend you go pick this up. It is so great, I love it, and I give this a 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. So the next book I read in the month of December is Landline by Rowell, and this is adult contemporary. I really enjoyed this book. It was weird, it was different. The relationships in this book was just a strange one, and I didn't know how I felt about it. This is a book about a 30-year-old woman, Georgie, who is a comedy sitcom writer, and she is married to her husband Neil, and they have 2 kids together, and she works on comedy with her best friend Seth, and basically she's having problems in her marriage and she has to fix her marriage, and this takes place over the holidays, Christmas specifically. And so basically she has to save her marriage because her marriage is on the rocks, and she does it through a landline. This book has magical realism because the landline, she has a magical landline that she can travel in time to talk to her husband from when he was 20-something years old and before they got engaged. It was a good read. I didn't know how I felt about her and her husband's marriage. I'm actually lending this book out to my best friend to read it so we can discuss and talk about it, because I really want to know what she feels about their relationship and how it ends and how everything just takes place. I definitely recommend this book. I believe I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. So the next book I read this month is Graffiti by Cath, and this is one of my favorite books this year. This is written by an author, and it also takes place in Australia, and it's about a girl called Lucy who is an artist, and she's interested in art, and she has there's this graffiti artist that she sees his work around town that she just feels connected with, and she feels like he's her soulmate, and she's going on this quest and finding him. And there's this boy that she went on a bad date with called Ed that is helping her look for him. So this takes place like during one night, and it was just so fantastic. There was a lot of poetry, and it was just so artistically written, and it connecting with the art and the way the art that they see is described. I can so like see it in my head, and it was just such a beautiful book. I really enjoyed it, and I really connected with this character in a way that like I have like artists that I see their work, or musicians that I hear the music and I feel like, oh my gosh, like I can connect with this person on like a soul to soul level, and I just kind of get that about this character and her trying to find this person, because she feels like there's somebody out there doing this art that she feels like she's, the way they draw these pictures, all this, the way they put their art on the wall, like she feels like she's reading their soul, and it's just such an amazing connection. And the way everything happens in this book is just such a fantastic book. I definitely recommend it. I'm like excited to read more on this author because I believe she's an artist herself, so I'm excited. This was definitely a 5 out of 5 stars for me. So the next book I read in December is Clockwork Princess by Casandra, and this is the last book in the Inferno Devices trilogy, and this is also again a sequel, so I really can't say a lot about the plot, just so I don't spoil anybody. I really enjoyed this book. I enjoyed the way everything finished, and the stories and the characters and the endings. I was very satisfied with the endings that we got, and it was just so beautifully written. Casandra Clare is just such an amazing author and writer, and I cried. And the way the love triangle was resolved in this book was fantastic. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of this love triangle because of Tessa, but oh my gosh, you have to give it to Casandra Clare. This love triangle was done so good. And the way like everybody got their endings, it was done so good. Like I didn't see it coming at all. Because I was just thinking like, how is this gonna end? I was so sure that somebody was going to be, okay, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to say too much, but oh my gosh, please read this series if you haven't read it yet. It was just a fantastic series. Even though the main character Tessa, I did say, annoyed me with the way she handled the triangle, the love triangle, the way she felt about these guys, and it still was such an amazing and well done love triangle, and I'm just so excited about it. I'm so excited about the way Casandra Clare ended it with all our characters, all our favorite characters, Sophie and Gabriel and Gideon and Charlotte and Henry. Everybody was just so, oh gosh, it ended so great, and I was so excited. I cried at some point in this book, and yeah, it was definitely a great end to a great series. I'm so glad I read this book. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. So the next book I read was The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han, and this is the first book in the Summer trilogy. I enjoyed this series. I really love this series. Again, the way Jenny Han writes, you are so invested with these characters. The main character she was something, is all I'm gonna say. She was something, okay? But I still enjoyed it, the writing. I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I can't stand her and put it down. No. I was like, where's the second one? Where's the third one? It was really good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the writing. I enjoyed the characters. The main character was annoying, but I don't know. Like I kind of like gave her a crap in the beginning, but then I kind of calmed down because I realized not a lot of this 16-year-olds that are so grown and powerful and so brave and selfless and so mature that we read about in all these fantasy novels. That's not how life works. Like there are characters like this who are still growing and trying to grow, and has insecurities, and it just felt so much more real. And I was like, you know what, like, why am I'm so used to, I guess, reading about a lot of brave and strong protagonists, that when I start to read about characters like our main character in this book, Belly, I start to like go like, ugh. But then I thought about it, it's like, hey, not all 16-year-olds are gonna be brave and go and fight like for the world. So I cut her some slack. But this book I really enjoyed. It's a series about a girl called Belly who spends summer at a beach house of her mom's best friend with two of her mom's best friend's sons, Conrad and Jeremiah, sorry, Conrad and Jeremiah, and she's had a crush on Conrad for forever, and then this summer something happens and Jeremiah is like showing interest in her, and yeah, we see how all that plays out, and there's more stuff going on, and this was definitely light and easy to get into. I definitely recommend this book. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. And the next book I picked up immediately was It's Not Summer Without You by Jenny Han, and this is the second book in this series, trilogy. This definitely had a little more content than the first book, because we had stuff that happened. The main character was a tiny bit more obnoxious in this book than in the first one, but still it didn't discourage me from reading this book. I still went on because I wanted to see, I was invested in seeing this character grow, because I know that in the next book we fast forward like 2 years ahead, I believe. So I'm interested in seeing what happens to this character, and in this I'm invested in all these characters. I love this series. I really enjoyed it, and for this one I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars also. And I'm waiting for the third and last book. I actually just ordered it yesterday. Excited. The next book I read, oh my gosh, City of Emily Fire by Casandra Clare, and it is the last book, the 6th and last book in the Motor Instruments series. And oh, the feeling of reading this book. I just kept like, as I was going, I was like, wait, why is the page getting less? And it's like, oh, because I'm reading faster. That's why there's less pages. I'm like, what? No, there's just 100 more pages. Yeah, this was just a fantastic. This is just a fantastic end to a fantastic series. A lot of people say they love the Infernal Devices series more than this series, but that's not the case with me. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I enjoyed this series way more than I enjoyed that series. I just love this series so much. Again, this is a prequel, as you can tell, so I really can't go into more the details about what happened in this book, but if you haven't read the Motor Instruments series yet, please do yourself a favor, go pick it up and read it, enjoy it. It is such a fantastic series. I cannot even tell you how fantastic it is anymore. Like, it is so good, so good. And the way this series wraps up, oh, was so beautiful. We get introduced to the new main character in that series. In the next series, the Dark Artifices series, that Casandra Clare, that comes out in 2016 March. I'm excited. We get introduced to her, Emma, in this book. The way this book wraps up and opens up possibilities to new series at the same time. If you've read it, you know what I mean. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful because we wrap up the series, but I can see like definitely like where where there can be beginnings of new series, because I believe so far Casandra Clare has written 2 more series after this, which is the Dark Artifices and one other one that I don't know the name of. But yeah, I definitely see. Oh my gosh, this was just such a great read. I didn't want it to end. I cried a lot. I thought Casandra Clare was gonna kill off all my favorite characters, like a lot more than she did. that spoilers? I don't know. I thought she was gonna kill off more people than she did, but she didn't. Well, she killed a lot of people, but just find out, okay? Find out. But it was such a great end to a fantastic series. I cried, I laughed, I just got a lot of feelings reading this book, honestly. It's a big book. It's 700 and something pages, but it's quite light actually for 700 and something pages. And I just enjoyed myself reading this book so much. I loved it. It was fantastic. I loved it so much. Thank you so much, Cassandra, for bringing this characters into my life. I will never forget them ever. So the last book I read in the month of December, I am really excited that this is how I wrap up the year. It was such a fantastic and fun and badass book. Oh my gosh, and that is Illuminae by Amie Kaufman and Kristoff. This is a sci-fi book. It takes place in space. This is actually going to be a trilogy. This is the book. This is called, it's the Illuminae Files trilogy, and this is the first book. The next book, I believe, is called Gemini. It comes out next year. So the story, our main character is called Katie, and our planet has just been attacked by biotech. A planet is used for illegal mining by a company named WUC, and biotech is their competitor, and they heard about their competitor doing illegal mining in Caranza and decides to destroy the planet instead of just reporting it to their government or their military there in space. They decide to just bomb and eradicate this planet. Like, who does that? So when you can just report them and have them fined and shut down, like you decide to bomb them. So it just, we follow their survival story and how they try to survive this attack and flee the planet and find help. Reading through the alien's head was so creepy that after I read like a section of its head before we move into the next one, I had to put it down and like relax my mind, because I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, what's going on? It was so creepy that it crept into my dreams. Like I had nightmares about the alien in this book. It was creepy. But anyways, if you do not know, this book is written through a series of hacked documents. So military files and medical reports, psych evaluations, security footage, briefing notes, schematics, and emails, and just different, like, it's just, this was just an interesting and amazing read. It was so fantastic. So that's pretty much the journey we go on in this book. I really love this book. It was such a fantastic read, a fun read. I loved it so much. It was a great one, and I definitely recommend it if you like sci-fi. This is the book for you, like seriously. And I think if you don't like sci-fi also, this might be like a great way to like get into it if you want to get into sci-fi. For me personally, when I read this book, I got into it really fast because we first got into this story through Ezra and Katie telling us what happened in an interview, telling us what happened to their planet, and already looking at the dynamic of both of them in their relationship and these characters. It was really funny and really cute, and just the characters are just so amazing. Like Katie is so funny and badass, and Ezra is so goofy, and it's, seriously, you see these characters and you love them already. I definitely recommend this book for anyone who loves sci-fi or wants to get into sci-fi. I think it's a great way to get into sci-fi. It's not that like intense. It's so easy to read. I love it so much. That is Illuminae. So yeah, I give this a 5 out of 5 star on Goodreads. And that is all the books I read in the month of December. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you would like to see more videos from me, please don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!